We all get exactly the same amount of time. Exactly. Now here's something interesting. The sand in the bottom of the glass represents the past. The sand in the top of the glass represents the future. This is the way it actually is. You have no idea what's in the top of the glass. You only know what's in the bottom of the glass. Isn't that interesting? And you see, the only thing we've got anything to do with is what's right here in the center right now.
At some point, you have to decide this is it. You're ready. You don't need to make any more changes before you show up, because it doesn't need to be perfect in order for it to be really good. At some point, you have to let go of thinking that everything has to be just right. Being ready is a decision, not a circumstance. You got the green light. Now make it count.
You should always take action a little bit before you are ready is the advice I give. So if you're not ready and it's really a huge task, okay, maybe wait a little bit, take steps to get closer to being ready. But several months before you're ready, go ahead and do it. Try it, because you're going to rise to the occasion. If you feel like you're almost ready and then you start, you go, but I better work harder because I know that I can do this. Whereas if you think I can never do it, you'll just give up. You don't want to give up.
You gotta want it first. Then you got to work it. Then you have the opportunity to win it. But it all starts with your want. You got to want this. I can't want this for you. You got to want this like no other. Then the work has to happen. And see, the work and the want got to add up together to want each other. Then that puts you in a position to win. Ain't nobody giving you no W. You got to go take that thing, man.
That's why I tell people, don't go to the next level, grow to the next level. Don't go through hard things, grow through hard things. If you grow through hard things, it prepares you character-wise to deal with a harder thing.
There will come opportunities in life, you know, when they're presented to you, in front of you. It's just a matter of whether you're not prepared to take advantage of the opportunity. But you got to develop that resilience within you. Life is not about how much you succeed. It's about what happens when you fail.
Live your life the way that you want to leave your life. If you had 90 days to live, how many of you will make some radical changes in your life? The majority of them will say, I will quit my job. Because that's not them. They're not doing something that's them. You spend 40 to 60 hours a week doing something that's not you. But if you're doing something that's you, that's your passion. When you realize that we have a choice to accept life as it is, or be an active force for good, to decide, I don't want to just survive. This is not me. What it takes to survive and what it takes to live, those are two totally different things.
The way I look at it is, you were born with a DNA that will never be replicated in the past or in the future. It's a unique marker of you, right? So genetically, there is something different about you. Weird, odd, great, whatever you want to put it, okay? And it's like something that's planted at your birth. It's what makes you different from everybody else. It's even what makes you different from your parents. Like a seed at your birth. If you cultivate that seed, if you cultivate your uniqueness, it gives you a purpose in life. It's why you are unique. It's what makes you you. It's your energy, it's your character, it's your weirdness, it's your sense of humor. It's what draws you to certain things, what you hate about certain things. It's you. If you listen to that, it's like a voice inside of your head. If you listen to that voice clearly, it directs you, it gives you a purpose.
If we want to enjoy more of life, we've got to give everything we've got right now. Let's not plan, well, in the future I'll do it. Or let's not be sad about what didn't happen in the past. And I've come to the conclusion that you and I are capable of doing whatever we can see. If we can hold it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. We've got to step out and do different. We've got to quit playing like this is a game. We've got to treat life like what it is. It's sacred. Yet we're capable of doing anything we want. But we've got to do it. It ain't going to happen for us. Focus on right now, because that is all you've got. There isn't any past, there isn't any future. Now's it. Don't waste your time. Do you know that everybody alive gets exactly the same amount of time we get all there is? It's what we do with it that makes a difference. Don't waste your life. Set your goals high. Quit thinking about what's wrong. Start thinking what's right. Love a little more, hate a little less. You have no idea what you're capable of doing. Make up your mind today, you're going to figure it out.
Always choose the harder path, the one that forces you to improve and demands that you respect yourself enough to give nothing but your best. You might doubt yourself and wonder if it's even worth it. Sure, you could choose an easier way, but doing easy things creates a hard life. Difficulty is good. Use it to your advantage.
It's because there's a possibility that you can, and that's enough. Like, I think I can do this, and so why would I not? If I know I can be something, then that's what's moving me. Just the sheer point that I might be able to do it. And there's the fear of failure, of not getting there. Like, you're playing against yourself that doesn't get there. That's who you're playing against. You're playing for the guy who didn't try.
Visualize it, but also feel it. Like, feel yourself there. Close your eyes, smile to yourself, and feel yourself there. And believe me when I say you can manifest that.
Where you are now is just a reflection of your past thoughts, your past thinking. So if you want to change your future, you got to change your thoughts now and then put them into action.
One of my most powerful motivational frames is thinking about the person that I want to become as the destination.
Life is shorter than you think. Okay, you're 25 and you're thinking, wow, I've got 10 years to figure it all out. I've got all these vistas of time. I'm young, I'm healthy, etc. You don't have nearly as much time as you think you do. It goes very fast. So you need a sense of urgency and energy.
If you have lost friends during the process of the climb, I don't think it is something that you should lament or be upset about. I think that it is a sign of growth, because a lot of people say, hey, you've changed. And the only natural response that I could have to that is, you haven't.
Champion's mindset, I think a lot of people hear the word champion, they think of a famous sports star, but we think of it differently. We think of it as, well, when you get on the field, put everything you have into it. Put every ounce of energy you have on the field. Leave nothing on the field. And two, when you get knocked down, when you see hard times and you get knocked down, get back up. And if you keep putting everything you got into it and you keep getting back up when you get knocked down, it's almost impossible to fail.
Anything in life that you put your mind to, you can do. The world is your oyster. That's all I tell people. While you're on earth, you got to take advantage of this.
Effortless is a myth. I mean it. I say that as someone who has heard that word a lot. I didn't get where I got on pure talent alone. I got there by trying to outwork my opponents. I believed in myself, but belief in yourself has to be earned. Most of the time, it's not about having a gift. It's about having grit. The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself. But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. I'm here to tell you from the other side that leaving a familiar world behind and finding new ones is incredibly, deeply, wonderfully exciting.
Very few people are going to tell you this, but growth hurts. becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes. Sadly, the only way for some people to learn to appreciate you is to lose you. You have to stop surrounding yourself with toxic people because you're lonely. It's really fucking uncomfortable, but you need to do it if you want to grow. The pain that you feel today, though, is going to be the power that you're going to feel tomorrow.
Whether you do, whether you don't, they're still gonna talk about you. At gatherings, they whisper about you if you're making moves or you're standing still. So honestly, I've come to realize in life, just do you, just do what you want to do. Let them talk.
Your thoughts create your life, and so you have to think positive thoughts all the time. You have to force yourself to think positive thoughts at times. You need to understand and believe that you can do anything you want, that we are truly limitless. There really are no limits. The only limits are the ones that you put on yourself, the ones that you create in your mind.
You want to be great? You need to break the rules. Forget about being normal. The ones who don't get it will call you extreme and crazy. Put yourself out there. Take risks. Let them doubt you and say that it will never work. What do they know anyway? You don't need to fit in with the crowd. Just do your thing. It's time to show them what you knew all along.
Your outcome in life is a result of your work, and the quality of your work reflects your belief system. Do you believe? Do you believe that you're the one? Do you believe that you're chosen for this purpose, for this vision? That will dictate your outcome. That will dictate how hard you work.
What is your mission and cause? And how deeply emotionally are you connected to it right now? There's a level of influence that goes beyond any technique or tactic somebody could teach you. It also gives you the energy to fight through adversity and struggle. It overcomes adversity. It overcomes pain and fear and worry and angst and letdown. So I ask you again, what's your purpose? What's your reason? What's your why? What's your cause? What's your mission? I challenge you right now to just to write that down in 2, 3, 4 sentences, just to reconnect to it. Keep it close to you all week. Before you go to bed at night, reconnect to that purpose. I think the deeper we can embed our purpose in our heart and our spirit, the more that we can transfer that energy to people.
At some point, you have to grow up and be an adult. If your life is going to change, you have to be the one to change it. You can't blame anybody else anymore. Your life is where it is because you created it to be the way that it is. It's no one else's fault but your own. If you want to keep playing the victim, you can go for it, but it's going to cost you the life that you want.
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim. You are not. Get over it and get on with it.
I dare you to stop f***ing around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to your goals. Don't announce it to anyone. Don't tell anyone. Don't post it on social media. Just disappear and do the work and then reemerge in 6 months a completely different person.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything. Your brain is the only thing you have when you're going through depression, when you're going through hard times, when you're going through death. Real life, there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain, and your brain is talking to you in all kinds of ways, and it wants to control you and pull you in these different pockets. If you can't control your own brain, and your brain controls you, you got to tell your brain where you want to go and how you want to go and how you want to get there.
People look to high achievers to try and find something that they have that the normal person doesn't, but they've got it the wrong way round. The people who are the high achievers are lacking something everyone else does have, which is an off button.
Your vision, you see it, they can't. Everybody is obsessed with something. It's okay for you to be obsessed with success, obsessed with changing your lifestyle, obsessed with changing your environment, obsessed with changing who you hang out with, obsessed with changing your habits. Everybody's obsessed with something.
The biggest life lesson that I've learned is the power of the mind, and just how important it is to look at yourself at a high regard and to believe in yourself. I think in order to paint a bright future for yourself, you have to be able to see it in your mind. You have to believe in it, and the more you believe in it, the more your world will start to change, and the more you'll just start to see your beliefs come to pass.
Once the fire is going, the fire is going. So stop investing your thoughts. Stop rethinking about why it would not work. You need to get out of that self-questioning. You need to learn to sometimes really have confidence in the power of your thoughts. Don't stop the fire before it even started really growing.
Fish don't just jump in the boat. If you want to go catch them, go catch them. Throw that line in the water and go do some work. And if it doesn't work that day, do it again the next day. So you want to be the one that's, okay, I'm going to do it anyway. I know I don't feel good today, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove to myself that even on days that it doesn't feel right, I push myself. The only way to gain confidence in yourself is to build something. It's not to wait for it to happen. You better go out there and do it yourself. Don't wait around and wait for someone to hand deliver something. Go make it happen.
Laziness is something that has to do with you. You're not connected to something deep enough. You don't feel the necessity. You don't feel the devil at your heels. You don't feel the fact that you could very well die tomorrow that will impel you to get something done. There's no necessity behind it. And the human animal, the way we were created, is when we feel pressure, we feel the necessity to get things done. We can move mountains. So you have to create necessity in your life. You have to create the need to get things done. You have to give yourself deadlines. You have to remind yourself that tomorrow you could be fired, you could die, you could have an illness. Give yourselves a sense of urgency that I need to get things done quickly.
You are not your past. You're you. You're you right now. Like the past you did, you might have done some things you wish you hadn't done. Don't dwell on that. You learn from it, that's fine, but don't dwell on it. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Use it as fuel. Say never again.
No, you have to hit rock bottom. That's the way up. Yeah, rock bottom is beautiful. The struggle of coming back is beautiful. That struggle. It's hard. It doesn't appear like it's beautiful while you're going through it, but it's just being tested. And without a test, there's no testimony. Life tests you. Sometimes life annihilates you. But it's only up to you if you want to take some more. It's going to dish it out. But eventually, if you don't quit, it'll be merciful to you.
Never back down when your back's against the wall. It matters how many times you get back up, not how many times you fall. It's about your mentality. What's the point of dreaming a dream if you're not working to turn that dream into reality? So speak life into your life. Say, I am purpose, I am healed, I am free, I am me, I am my next level, I am greatness. Speak life into your life. Be your own motivation. You see, a legend is just an ordinary person with extraordinary determination. So find a way and make one, because at the end, you just regret the chances you didn't take. So find the courage to take one. Your only limit is you.
You're going to start to create something. You have no motivation, you have no drive, you have no ambition, but you're going to force it to happen anyway, because that's what bad motherfuckers do, and that's what you are. So you're going to go through day by day by day doing the work regardless of how you feel like it. And then what's going to happen is you're going to see a little bit of a result. And when you see that little bit of result, you're going to get happy, because now you can clearly see that if I do the work, this result will happen. And a lot of people are confused as to how high drive, high success people can wake up every day and go at it. Is because they know that even if they feel bad, even if they don't feel like doing it, if they push through just a little bit, just a few more days, they're gonna see something that is gonna start to make them feel good. And it's gonna make them feel like doing this is absolutely worth it, and not only worth it, but exciting. So if you're in this phase where it doesn't feel like it's worth it, where it doesn't feel like it's very fun, just remember, if you keep going and you do not let your feelings dictate what your actions will be, The results will always be there.
It's always the quiet work that you put in with your own two hands when no one else is watching. That's the 1 degree of separation from you and everyone else when it comes to productivity. It's the quiet work you put in when no one else is watching.
Get serious. That's number one. I don't know any substitute for that. What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How much would you like to earn? How far would you like to go? Those are some major questions to ask.
Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you don't belong, because you will always find it. Don't walk through the world looking for evidence that you're not enough, because you'll always find it. Our worth and our belonging are not negotiated with other people. We carry those inside of our hearts.
Growth demands a temporary surrender of security. It may mean a giving up of familiar but limiting patterns, safe but unrewarding work, beliefs no longer believed in, relationships that have lost their meaning, and files that cannot take me to the next level of living. Growth means change.
When there's something in your heart that keeps coming up for you, something that you really want to see happen, whether, again, it's personal or it may be connected to others, that's there because it's your internal guidance system nudging you towards the change that you're here to make. And when any of us hold back from that and play small, first of all, we're miserable. Second of all, we're wasting the gifts that we're on this planet to give.
Life is too short to let your happiness depend on how someone else treats you. Don't put your happiness in their hands. You can't control what they do, but you can control what you do. Keep your walls up. You have a destiny to fulfill. There's an assignment for you to accomplish. You can't be your best if you're upset, offended, trying to pay people back. Let it go.
Get up. Move towards that challenge, whatever that challenge is. Move towards that challenge and go attack it. And you may be successful and you may not be successful, but you will be better. And the next challenge, you're gonna be more prepared for. And the next challenge after that, you're gonna be even more prepared for. And you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win. And that's life. Life without those challenges, it's just existence. Don't just exist.
If we give you misery and pain and discomfort and torture, that this will help you for the rest of your life. It's almost kind of like an investment, because from then on, you say to yourself, okay, now things don't bother me. You're making a big mistake to always look for comfort, because comfort is the evil of everything. Comfort is not good. Looking for the easy way out is not good. You see, we got to go and confront kind of resistance, and it's like Nietzsche said, and that what does not kill you will make you stronger.
The higher you go, the higher the price. The higher you go, the harder the price. When people don't reach their potential, it's not because they lacked opportunity. It's not because they lacked time. It's not that they lacked ability. They don't reach their potential because they were unwilling to pay another price.
It doesn't matter what challenges it is that you are facing there. It is the fundamental principle behind it that you do not run away, that you are open for everything that is being thrown at you. It is this type of mindset to also understand, I didn't ask for an easy life.
If nothing changes, nothing changes. And yet somehow we expect things to change. You think you're gonna get better shape. You think you're gonna get more money. You think your relationship is gonna improve. You think you're gonna get promoted. You think you're gonna get a raise. Nothing is going to change unless you change what you're doing.
You're playing a game. You're playing to win. There's no limit. You don't stop. You don't ever stop. I'm on a journey. I'm nowhere near come to the end. People with small visions think we've made it. You got to look at that little light coming down the tunnel and convince yourself it's not a train coming towards you. So you never, ever stop. Because if the day you stop, you're weak. And the day you're weak, you won't be a success.
Don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it. Well, that never goes out of style, does it? I mean, think about it. If you're gonna do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy, hard, if you give it your all and you don't half-ass it, win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, ooh, would the outcome have been different? What if I did give it my all? And boy, wondering that is what keeps us up at night.
Don't do beautiful work for the applause. The applause will come as a byproduct. Do your most beautiful work. Work hard on it. Calibrate it. Make it magic. See your work as part of a magic shop for what it introduces you to within yourself.
Stop trying to make everything happen right now. It doesn't work that way. Instead of seeing daily progress for what it is, you're trying to make it happen overnight. Most of your problems aren't even problems. You're just playing short-term games in a long-term world. For you to get something you want, you have to earn it. You have to be tested and come out the other side stronger. Be patient with yourself. Your time is coming soon.
If life was nothing but green lights and we didn't have yellows and reds, things that make us pause, hardships, crises, times for introspection, then what the hell would it all be for? We need the yellows and the reds. That's how we evolve. That's how hopefully there's some ascension to our being. That's how we give some credit to time and growing older. If we were the same person today that we were 20 years ago, then what the hell are we doing?
The more you're able to let go, the farther you're going to proceed. It is essential. The more your willingness and your ability to let go, the more changes are going to come. It's just like this. For new things to come, old things must go.
And your character is so important. And character isn't defined by times of happiness and joy and when everything's going your way. It's about, when things aren't going your way, when maybe you don't get the opportunity, when maybe you put all the work in the world into something and it doesn't go your way. Who are you in that moment?
You're feeling the most trapped and down and nothing can go right. I feel like those are the moments that define you. That are like, what am I going to do now? How do you respond to that? Thinking your way, feeling your way, working your way through those things on the other side. You're the closest to getting what you want. Is always the hardest. People give up right before they get what they always wanted to get. People quit and they give up. And I will not be the person who quit before I got what I wanted.
But I'm starting to realize, bro, when you dance to your own rhythm, when you play by your own rules, and you living through your vision, that's a perfect indication you're doing it correctly. Because they literally don't see what you see. They don't see it. They don't see what you see. They don't see as far as you see. And they don't understand why you see what you see.
Reality is that most people don't change. Most people live the same 6 months 100 times in a row and then they die. They go to the same places, they make the same jokes, they have the same small talk, they work at the same job, and then they die. Because they were never willing to be uncomfortable, because they were never willing to change. And a lot of people get real uncomfortable when I talk about this stuff. But most people are average, and most people stay stuck in the same patterns. They live the same 6 months for 40 straight years and never change. And so if you want to be exceptional, then you will often have to be the exception.
This is a friendly reminder that the clarity that you're looking for is on the other side of the action that you're afraid to take. So you're stuck in this place of indecision, paralysis by analysis, trying to find 100% certainty that the next move you're going to make is the right move, otherwise you'll be miserable. But the funny thing is, you're already miserable because you're stuck in this place of fear and self-doubt. And the clarity that you're looking for isn't going to come until you take the next step.
Yourself. You push yourself to that point where you feel that a thought is coming back. It's time to rest. And when the mind says it's time to rest, that's the point to keep going. That is that threshold which is going to make the difference afterwards. So discovering your limits on the one side is the first thing. Because discovering your limits means you have a vision about what you can do, and at the same time the limit is showing you what you cannot do at the moment. It is also to condition myself to a certain vibe. That vibe is, I don't know what this life is going to bring, but there is no alternative. Then when the challenge comes, when life is getting hard, there is no alternative for me than to just keep going.
When we no longer know which way to go, we have come to our real journey. What if the experience of feeling lost or confused was inviting you into a deeper inquiry with your soul? What might it be asking you to look at, to feel, to change, or to release? And what is one step you can take to honor this invitation?
You can't be great at anything without effort. What appears to be raw talent is usually the result of a skill that's been refined over time. Nobody is born a master of their craft. Don't be discouraged by the abilities of other people. They all started off as beginners who doubted themselves too. But the difference is, they never gave up. So speak it into existence. Surround yourself with people who are on a similar path. Keep pursuing the things that interest you, even if you're not the best at it yet. Because with consistency and effort, it's only a matter of time.
You have to work every single day. I think that's where your confidence comes from. Because when nobody's looking, because that's what you're gonna be able to fall back on. And that's what you're gonna be able to rely on when push comes to shove.
What is your attitude like? How do you respond to those things? You know, because that says so much more about who you are than what you say or when things are going well. You know, it's so easy to put on a smile and be faithful when things are going your way, you know, but when you get tested, you hit an obstacle in life, you hit a setback, who are you in those moments? Because that's true character.
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happens. I can't change the past, so I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past. I'm going to become so busy working on my future and my goals that I don't have time to think about the past.
Before you can do something, you must first be something. Before you can do what you would most like to do, you must first become the person who can do it. The secret is to get and hold fast in your mind the mental image of the person you would most like to be. Then in every situation you act and talk as you feel that person would. You make the kind of decisions you think that person would. This is the way to constantly grow into a better, more effective person. Now, your life will not be transformed overnight. There'll be no sudden miracles, perhaps, but steadily, day by day, you'll grow into the image you hold in your mind. If you doubt this, try it for 30 days and watch what happens. You've got nothing to lose. The time is going to pass anyway. Why not put it to work, becoming the person you most want to become? It's the trick of the experts in every field.
If you have an idea that you genuinely think is good, if there is something that you feel is good, something you want to do, something that means something to you, try to do it. Because I think you can only do your best work if you're doing what you want to do, and if you're doing it the way you think it should be done. And if you can take pride in it after you've done it, no matter what it is.
The problem is you, and you don't want to fix it. This is a hard journey. What you're doing is hard. Most people aren't doing it. In fact, 99% of people are not on the same path as you. And that means that 99% are not going to get it. They are not going to understand. They are not going to approve. They're going to be uncomfortable. They're going to try to convince you to be like them. And you know what you have to do? You have to ignore it all. And you have to keep moving. And you have to remember that those people are those people for a fucking reason, and you're you for a reason.
No one is born as a superhero, and nobody is naturally born as being a strong and confident personality. These are things that from time to time, from situation to situation, start to emerge from inside of you, because it's growing inside of you based on how you are behaving towards yourself. Step by step, build something up about yourself, about your life, about your character and personality that will give you some strong fundament in order to tackle everything that this world is going to throw at you.
Anyone who has high value will be misunderstood. Anybody who has an amazing vision will be misunderstood. Dreamers, go-getters, people who are refusing to accept life just as it is, you will be misunderstood. I accept the challenge of being misunderstood. I accept the challenge of you guys not understanding what I see. I accept the challenge of you guys making fun of me when I'm not around. I accept the challenge that lies ahead.
For you to find greatness in yourself, you're not going to find it by looking in a book or by even hearing me. But you've got to go inside yourself to find it. And that means you gotta be quiet. Stop talking, search your soul, search your mind, search your abilities, and you'll find it.
Everyone should come to the realization that you are in complete and total control of how cool or how your life ends up being. Now, of course, everybody's got their own setbacks and different starting positions. It's kind of up to you, man, right? You got to play your cards right. So when I say eventually you're going to come to a realization that your life is in your own control, you should try to come to that realization as soon as possible. Because if you get a grasp on that too late in life, then that's not a realization of an untapped potential. That's a realization of regret.
All those mornings that you don't want to get up, and every day you fucking fight not wanting to get up, and you do anyway. You chip another piece off fucking rock, and every day you fucking eat the right foods, and every day you go to train, and you train harder and harder and harder and harder, and you get up earlier, and all these things you do to start forming yourself. You're chipping another fucking piece of that rock up. Before you know it, you have this beautiful fucking piece of artwork that you built. And then once you get there, you see it, and it becomes real. Like, oh my God, I did this shit. But so many people aren't willing to fucking chip away at that stone that is them.
As I know this transformation is painful, you're not falling apart. You're falling into something different with a new capacity to be beautiful. When I think about capacity, I often think about goals, dreams, aspirations, the things that we seek to do, the places that we're trying to get to just in life. You got a lot of people with talent, skills, gift, intelligence. You like, man, they got it. But when you think about capacity is all the things that you're going to have to go through in order to acquire the things that you seek to acquire.
So you got to go start your journey. And the journey starts with you finding, why the hell am I here on this planet Earth? Why am I here? And if you don't know that, you will live the rest of your life searching, always asking the question, why?
Justice is when you get what you deserve. Mercy is when you don't get what you deserve. Grace is when you get what you don't deserve. Life is hard work, life is faith, and life is grace. Faith without works is dead. You just keep the faith and work really hard.
And when pessimism comes to your mind, you've got to educate pessimism, because pessimism is stupid. Pessimism tries to get you to believe that it's only half empty. Of course it's half empty, but it's not only half empty. It's also half full. I'm asking you to be in charge of your own mind, be in charge of your own destiny. I'm asking you to drive worry into a small corner. You gotta worry some. All this negative stuff serves some purpose, but the key is for you to be the master, not the servant. We've all got concerns, and sometimes we all wonder, and sometimes there's a little crack of doubt. We worry a little, but I'm telling you, drive it into a small corner.
Be times in your life when you don't want to wake up, you don't want to go to work. There'll be times in life where you don't think you're good enough. In life, nothing is promised to us. And so we take that mentality and we use it as, woe is me. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. When times get hard and you're looking around and no one's there to pat you on your back, ain't no more motherfuckers to carry them damn boats. It's just you dragging it. Just dragging the boat by yourself. And all you want to do is stop. But you can't. So all you out here, just know one thing. Don't stop when you're fucking tired. Stop when you're done.
Your past doesn't define you. It actually sets you free. Because who you were and what you've done is still change in the making. Focus on your next chapter. Focus on the story you're writing right now. Don't sabotage who you can be because of who you used to be. You don't need to rewrite your past. Just do more with your present.
I've had a gut feeling that maybe you were meant for more. Me too. So what's your more? And I'm not talking about just more money or more things. I'm also talking about more love, more joy, more choice, more balance, more trust. What's your more?
A champion is built on the other side if I don't feel like it, right? Kenny Smith say champions do daily what everybody else does occasionally. The beautiful part about life is in whatever we do, in whatever we seek to accomplish, in whatever we pursue. If you got two competitors, when they first start something, a winner and a loser has the exact same goal when they first started. But somewhere along the journey, the process, something is gonna happen that's gonna test your level of desire, it's gonna test your level of passion, gonna test your words and see how bad you really want what it is that you say you want.
Most people will not understand your obsession, your drive, and your determination. Success is a lonely journey. That's just a reality. And most people are not going to understand why you're so driven, why you're so obsessed. And if you try and make them understand, you're going to end up frustrated.
Champion mentality. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light that I have. Having a champion mentality isn't about the trophies, medals, or success. It's about having no quit. It's not letting anyone hear you complain. Standing up for all you believe in, living in your truth, and setting the standard at which you operate at for everything in your life. It's about willingly choosing to do every single thing within your power to achieve your end result.
There's a reason you can't just run once and expect to stay in shape. There's a reason you can't study once and expect to be prepared. There's a reason you can't practice hard once in a while and expect to win. You can't wake up early once and expect to stay ahead. Once you commit to consistency, accomplishing your goals will follow. Until then, once will never be enough.
Resolve says I will, two of the most powerful words in the language. Benjamin Disraeli said, nothing can resist a human will that will stake its existence on its purpose. Shortly put, I'll do it or die. You'll go for it until you understand it. You'll practice it until you develop the skill. Never give up until, however long that is, step by step, piece by piece, book by book, word by word, apple by apple. Walk around the block, walk around the block. Go for it. Don't miss the chance to grow. And resolve that you'll pay the price until you learn, change, grow, become. Then you'll discover some of life's best treasures when you pay that.
80% of the population never improves. They work to become okay at their work, and then they level off. And years go by and they never improve. They do their job just enough not to lose their job. And they don't understand because they're surrounded by people who are not improving either. And they think, well, this must be the way the world is. And so they feel out of control of their lives. So the top 10%, however, are constantly improving. A lifelong improvement, learning new things and becoming better. If you do that, you own the future. And if you don't do that, you are always a victim of rapid change.
You can't be great and comfortable. You gotta make a choice. You're gonna be great or you're gonna be comfortable. Because if you're gonna be great, you're gonna be uncomfortable. Driven human beings are going to always feel like they're behind. They're gonna always feel like they're not doing good enough. They're gonna always feel like they're not far enough. They're gonna always feel like you're losing. Look, winning, this is how it feels. 90% of the time, you're gonna feel like you're getting your balls kicked in, all right? 8% of the time, you're gonna be confused and you're frustrated. 2% of the time, you actually win. And those moments come and go, and then you're back in the 90%. And that's the reality of a winner's life, because true winners are built for the fight. They're built for the battle. They don't find peace and joy and happiness in the win. They find what they're looking for in the fight.
Because somewhere along the journey, we're all not gonna feel like it. And it's in those moments that character is shown. You judge the true character and caliber of a person, not by where they stand in times of comfort and convenience. You judge true character and caliber of a person by where they stand in times of challenge and controversy, i.e. in moments when things don't go right, in moments when they don't feel like it, in moments when things don't play out the way they want it to play out. Who are you then? What do you do every single day that people do occasionally, right? Because a lot of people got talent, a lot of people got skill, a lot of people got gifts, a lot of people got that. But what happens is, oftentimes, they're so talented, so gifted, that their talents, their gifts, and their skill sets ascends them to a place that their character can't sustain.
In life, when things are good and easy, if you enjoy something or you love something, that doesn't mean that you truly love it. You know, if you only like your business when it's easy, or if you only like being a parent when it's easy, that doesn't mean you love parenting. You know, really truly loving something in life is you're there and you show up when it sucks. And it takes work and it takes effort. And we've all had that feeling, whatever it is in life, where we're like, you know what, this, I don't need this. And if you have that thought, snap yourself out of it in the next second. You're like, what am I saying here? I can't give up on this.
You try to drive in the future using a rear view mirror to guide yourself. I got news for you, you're gonna crash. You have to be able to look forward and create what you want, even if you've never been able to do it before. If you just tried it and it didn't work, this moment is new. But you gotta believe that you can, because the only reason to say you can't is you think you've tried everything, which is a lie, or you believe that it just never worked before. The past does not equal the future unless you live there. If you live in the past, then I guarantee your future will be the same way.
As a race, human beings, we're a blip in existence. Death is promised. So what do you do with your life? How do you make the most of it?